I moved to Berlin 4 years ago and I looked for a space for myself, so it's really hard to find something here. There's lots of empty locations or warehouses and stuff, not in the right location. It's like in every city there's a hotspot that's here. I found it by coincidence, and my two partners and me just started to build 3 studios, and so we figured, everybody called us since the start actually and asked us, do you have more space? So we extended and built just a bigger space. There was space. We invested a lot of money, and it was way more than we ever expected, but the demand is still so high in Berlin, so there's artists asking still every week if we have rooms. The guys here are long-term here, so that's not a daily business or something, because we don't want to do that. So it's like a big family and the networks we created out of it, and from these networks we do other stuff now, like masterclasses, publishing work. We work with the people, sometimes on productions, we form teams together. So that's not like the classic studio business where we aim for daily production jobs. Everybody here has his work, and we book the studios sometimes with engineer, we record with big artists, but it's not this classical business. It's more like a new modern studio complex in a way. My favorite equipment is, it's hard to say, because anything I have in my studio is something I use. That's my rule. If I don't use it, it would go out. So it depends always what I'm working on. That's an old AMEK desk. It was custom built from AMEK in 1981 for the Mayfair studios in London. They built 6 of this series. And this one was Control Room A in Mayfair, I think 2 or 3 or 4 years. Big hits were recorded in that days from Tina Turner and others. And I think later the drummer of Pink Floyd bought it. And in '86 a friend of mine bought it, and he also wrote big hits on it. And the last 10 years he didn't use it anymore, so I asked him if he wanted to sell it, and he did. But he was kind of down because it hasn't been serviced for 15 years or more. So we really completely had to rebuild everything with a friend who's an engineer, and otherwise I might have not afforded it. And so now it took 6 years, and it fully works, and it's in mint condition again, and it sounds amazing, and of course I use it, and I'm very happy to have it. If we do recording sessions, there's some microphones here or there. I love some preamps. If I'm recording piano, drums, or Rhodes, then you would maybe go for other stuff. If I produce electronic music, I like maybe a TR-8 or 808, or I work more with plugins. So I put a big collection of stuff together that really makes sense for me. The setup here is totally what I even dreamed of in a way, you know, so it's really nice, representative, and the atmosphere is very great. That's the most important, I believe. And it's this discussion, do you need all of that stuff? No, you don't need it for sure. There's a lot of guys that do just music with a computer, but important is the feeling, and I have a very good feeling in a studio like that. And I'm working with other artists as well, so it's important for me to run this space for me personally.